This is a collection of new work by printmakers all over America. The rules were you had to be 18 or over, living in America, and the print had to be pulled by hand somehow. Any printmaking media was eligible, and we have artists who are doing work about our current social issues. We have artists who are doing work that's completely experimental, and it's just a lot of fun. What I like about this piece, and why we decided to add it to the library's collection, is first, it's a Topeka artist who we don't have represented in our collection yet, and he has been very influential. His name is Balda, and he teaches at one of our area high schools, and he has been one of the inspirations, I know, for many artists to continue on in their careers. What he's doing is etching and mixed media. The etching will be the black and white areas, the mixed media will be the color. But there are so many layers in this piece. It's called And As I Dreamed, and you see a figure on a bed with his dream imagery going on around the scene. So this dirigible, its shadow. I like the way the bed comes out of the frame. And then all of these little marks around the circles, around the background, around the surface. You could just get lost in this. So I am fascinated by this piece because it seems like the longer I look at it, the more I discover. This is another Friends of the Library Purchase Award. This one is called Versus Demon. It's by Hernandez, who's a student at Emporia State University. He talks about the demon being the negative influences in his life. And we did have a tour in with some kids who said that demon is really scary. And I think it is. The piece is very much of our time. It's very early 21st century. The figure is challenging all those negative impacts, and he has a gun with which he's going to defend himself. But there is such a look of determination on his face that I find it really fascinating. This one is an etching with watercolor added, and the watercolor is in the flesh tones of the figure. And if you get right up close to it, it is just beautifully done. It is an artist proof, which means it's sort of a test print. Only one of them exists in this variation. What he might have done is decide to go back and change the plate when he made his series. But this one I think is just really emblematic of our society in America, and one of the things that I think is so powerful about the printed image, that it gives us that kind of national portrait. This is our third Friends of the Library Purchase Award. It's by Anthony Lazaro, who is a printmaker in Mesilla, New Mexico. And this is a color woodcut. So as you're looking at the piece, each of the various solid colors would have had its own wood block. So the piece went through a press several times. The sky was done with one block, and that would have had painted or blended ink that kind of makes that real smooth transition. The clouds were one block, the red would be one block, the yellow, the dark blue, and then this light blue again with blended ink. But this one too kind of gives you an idea of what life is like all across America. You can kind of date the piece by the price of the gasoline, so this would have been when gas went up so high. But then the other elements in it, the Western Union, Pilot, Subway, just all of those things that are sort of ubiquitous across America. In every city you're going to find these things. In every truck stop you're going to find similar things. And that is what interests me about this piece, in addition to the fact that it is just beautifully done. He is a very well-known printmaker, and I'm really thrilled to be adding his work to our collection. Now, this piece we decided not to get for the collection, but it is just one of my personal favorites. This one is by DeKane, and it's called Family-Sized Pop. His artist statement talks about how he's looking at food and food consumption in America. What he's done is made a print on flat paper and then folded it so that it looks like a sack. He's got serrated edges at the top. And then inside the bag are little folded pieces of paper, each one of which has a printed image of popcorn. And this one, I just get the biggest kick out of because it's such an innovative approach to printmaking. It's not a print that's just hanging in a frame on a wall, and it's really addressing one of our social issues in America now, which is, food consumption, salt, health, obesity, everything else. But it is so much fun too because of this unique approach. We did have a group of kids come in, and they were about this high, so they couldn't see into the bag. So as I was describing the bag being full of popcorn, they started jumping, and it was like the kids were the popping of the popcorn around the piece. It was really fun. I wish we'd had a video camera out for that, because it was spontaneous. Of course, it only lasted a few seconds. But it was just kind of a neat moment. You know, one of those fun things that happens in the art gallery when you don't expect it.